Okay, this is my Android doubled-in head unit purchased from Amazon, supposedly advertised by Pumpkin Audio, but it doesn't say that when you turn it on. It says something like Fine Via, or if I go to reboot, now I don't know who or what that is. I've tried googling it, I can't even pronounce it. Fine Via doesn't come up here, Finivia doesn't. Okay, it's just a brief rundown of my experience with this thing. Overall, it seems like it could be quite a functional device, but from the get-go, it came with a camera which I fitted. The DVR program just does that. I've done factory resets, that's all it does. Aside from that, everything else was functioning properly. I could install apps, launchers, themes, my own navigation software. But as of a few days ago, now that's all the radio app does as well. So now I have no radio, even after factory resetting, clearing caches, nothing. So this stereo is going to be going back. So I'm going to give a brief rundown before I send it back. My main advice with one of these stereos would be don't wire it in until you've used it for a few days. I've got a microphone wired in all through the bodywork, I've got a camera wired in, I've got the GPS aerial wired in, and now I need to unwire it all so I can send the thing back. Another word of advice, although the thing looks quite nice by not having any buttons on it, it's not safe if you're driving. It's so fiddly to actually try and get things. Do you know what I mean? That's your home button up there and your back button, but if I'm in, can't go to the radio because it doesn't work. We'll go to the phone functionality. I'm not paired at the moment, and I want to go back to the main menu. That would have been over there like that. I've got to try and funnel over here to get it. There we go, and then I've got to go back here. Also, it comes with this steering remote with a bracket which attaches to your steering column. It's not bad. It's a bit bulky, but it's not bad. Basically, one of my other main, I suppose they're all probably like this. It obviously has Bluetooth built into the system and not the Android operating system, because if you go into settings and to Bluetooth, it just says Bluetooth is turned off. When you turn it on, you'll find devices. Fine. The only devices you can connect to it are phones, it would seem. Yeah, I've seen people with these kind of stereos on YouTube who've connected their ODB sensors to it, so there must be some stereos out there with proper Bluetooth functionality. Through here you have to pair your phone, and that's all you can do. You can make and receive calls with it. Me running a business, I've got hundreds of contacts on my phone, and it asked me if I want to import them, which I thought was a good idea. But once they're in the phone book, I don't know what order they're putting them in. They're not alphabetical, they're not numerical, they're all over the place. And when you've got that many contacts, you can't scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until you find the right one. So, and I live in an area with very little 3G coverage, so I can't rely on Google Now to dial for me. So that's something else you can't do while you're driving. So you may as well just use your phone and pull over. The music app, very basic. There's no random options, there's no shuffle. It just gives the track names. You've got no options for playlists. So if you've got someone, if you're like me and you've got loads of playlists and thousands of music tracks, that's out of the question as well, unless you don't care what order they're played in. You can Bluetooth music from your phone through the Bluetooth app here, but it's not going to open because I'm not paired. But yet again, there's no functionality. There's only next and play and pause. There's no list, playlist, so you still have to reach to your phone to select a music track if you want something specific, which again is dangerous if you're driving. it's definitely worth looking into these things before you buy them. I'm going to be sending this one back, and I am going to get another one because I am quite happy with it, but I'm going to try and get one that's got buttons on it this time, because when you need to turn the volume down in a hurry on this thing, okay, I haven't connected the stereo remote, that would help. You have to swipe down, go to sound, and then use this volume slider, and that isn't safe when you're driving, you know, especially if you're going over bumps, because you're doing this and then that goes and disappears. So again, another issue. I think really they do need buttons. Just a big touch screen isn't a good idea. Anything else? I'm only doing this before I take it out so that people can see it. It has a rear view camera option, which is pretty good. You know, that does work, I'll give it that. But that's only for viewing, really. The DVR would have been for, you know, recording video as you're driving, which would have been nice, to save having a separate dashboard camera. The strange part is, even if I install a third-party app, like Daily Roads from the Play Store, it still does that. It opens and closes. So there must, I don't know, there's something in there that's just causing these kinds of programs not to work. Anything else? No, not really. All the Pumpkin audios seem to say that in these things you've got a section called factory settings, which you can change, like your car logo and things like that. Now, all the Pumpkin audio manuals say that the code should be 126. Okay, error. I've tried every combination I can think of. I can't get in there. I can't find a single manual. Every code I've found just doesn't work. So I don't know. So I gave up on that a while ago. Those are my main gripes. Aside from that, the sound quality's good. I am getting a whining when I'm accelerating, which I've had in the past with stereos, which I believe I've got to get some kind of filter for. What else is it? Aside from that, really, you know, it's been pretty good. I can install ordinary Android launchers. There's some really good car launchers out there. The GPS obviously works, because I've had SatNav working, and one of the car launchers will show your speed, and that works. Before I'd probably just send this back for a refund and then do a little bit more research. I would preferably like one that has real Bluetooth, not just, well, I've read that the radio application is similar. There's a radio mechanism inside the machine, and this application talks to it, so that kind of rules out you downloading any third-party tuning applications. And I'm assuming the Bluetooth is probably the same. There's a Bluetooth module in there that's separate to the Android system, and that app just talks to it. Okay, well, I hope it was helpful. So yeah, my main point of advice is just put it in there loosely. Don't wire everything up to it until you've used it a few days and you're sure it works, because my radio app was fine for a few days. Very basic. It would have been nice to be able to name the radio stations as they're saved as presets, but you know, save slot 1 as your favourite, slot 2 as whatever. But obviously something's gone wrong. Nothing will make that work again, it would seem. I've tried everything. Obviously the radio mechanism inside has failed or something, I don't know. Anyway, great, cheers, bye.